everyone. So today I thought I've been kind of wanting to do this video for the past week, and we've had really nice morning sunrises, but so it's been really nice to do a video, but I just haven't had the time. So I thought let's just do this as a midnight stamping party. So I have a couple of things to show you here, and then we will kind of do a few things that I've been thinking about I'd like to try with them. So first of all, this is this is from Altenew, and it's some acrylic stamp blocks. They're really nice quality. Yeah, I love them. So you get this small one, you get this sort of larger one, and I'm not sure of the measurements here, but it'll be on their website. So you get, and then you have this really large one here. So the idea with these is to get some clear stamps, and then they kind of attach on here, and you can stamp and you can see exactly where you're placing the stamps. So I have kind of been looking at, I don't want to sort of get into a lot of, you know, stamps, but I just want a couple that I really think I'll use a lot in, you know, when I kind of want to just do something fun. So these are some horse stamps from Michael's, and really love those. And so these two are from Altenew. So this is the I think it's an anniversary pack, but I got it for the Peony. And then this is a vintage roses pack. So we'll look at these. It's pretty nice the way that you can, so for example here, this is grouped together, you can see. And so if you layer this stamp lightest, darker, darkest, then this will create a beautiful rose, and you've kind of got all of the shading done there for you. So you can see here, like this is a four-layered rose. Here you've got some leaves that you can do in layers. Yeah, I want to just try it. So I don't actually even own any stamp pads, but I want to just try a couple of things with watercolors, and I want to also try something with this masking fluid. So we will go through now and just see if what I'm kind of thinking will work or not. So we're going to use this kind of art journaling one that I have kind of done a little video on how I've put this together. But let's just go to the back, which is the journal of ideas. And so I suppose that the roses, that the stamps, they'll kind of look something like these roses. So I'm pretty excited about this, and let's just try a couple of these things. So I want to use this horse stamp here and try and pop that in the middle of a kind of so you can see here, so this is the stamp, and then the image of the stamp's going to remain on there, so you know where to kind of place that stamp or what it is. So we're going to grab that stamp, then we just pop it right in the middle of this, and then that just adheres. And so now what I'm thinking of doing is kind of a cameo. So we'll put the horse down and then have like an oval with some roses around that. So I'm not sure if it'll work, but what I want to do with the horse is just have a go using this masking fluid. So what I'm going to try and do is just pop some on here and use this, let me see. let's see, I guess I don't want to use too much because I don't want the image to be unclear, so I'm not sure how this will work. Let me just see. See, I've got too much on there. I don't know how to get the excess off. On a different piece of paper. Kind of see if this will work or not. Okay, so you can see here, I'm getting closer to the actual image of a horse, but I think that it's not really going to work. I don't think it's picking up the detail how I wanted it to. So the masking fluid is not a great way to do it. It's not going to work. I might actually end up having to sort of get just a couple of stamp pads, probably like a gold and some sort of pearl white if I can get one. If anyone has any ideas of you know, stamping kind of with watercolors, what are the best inks to use, just any ideas really, I'd love to hear them. And I think we'll also work on, so what I might get is like an embossing stamp pad, and so that way the images will be raised. I'm not sure, but if anyone does have any ideas about, you know, stamp pads, or I really wanted to do, okay, so see if we can get this. Okay, so this was kind of my idea with the masking fluid, was to kind of put that on, and then when you pull it off, you'd have like a white image and the watercolor would be around it. But obviously, I mean, this is not on watercolor paper, so it's ripped the paper there, but I don't think that's going to work. But instead of this, I think we would get some embossing, like an embossing stamp pad, and then for the top layer of the stamp, so you've got like the bottom layer. For example, if you're building one of these roses, you would have the bottom layer, like the lightest color, a middle color, and then for this top flower here, we might emboss this so that the sort of top of the flower sits up. So for now, I'm just going to try this a different way. I've got this Dr. P.H. Martin's silver, and I think what I'm going to have to do here is apply this really thinly so that there's not too much kind of excess the best kind of way that I've been able to do it so far is just applying the ink directly onto the stamp with a paintbrush, but I've kind of ruined this image here, and I feel like I need to do something darker over the top of it. Okay, so I'm using this nickel color, just an old sort of, just not an expensive paintbrush. You don't want to ruin a paintbrush. So I'm just applying sort of a thin layer here. Okay, so we didn't get the picture very clear, and possibly that's because I just put a little bit too much on. So we're just learning together. Like, this is my first kind of try at anything like this. The reason I wanted to do it like this is so that I can watercolor over the top of it this is the actual, what it should look like. So, you know, I can probably, I mean, the whole point of these stamps is to build them and to do layers, so I can easily do, you know, if I get a gold stamp pad or something, I can go right over that again and crisp up that image. So what I'm kind of wanting to do is, like I said, a cameo, and then, you know, obviously we can fix this later. But like a cameo with flowers around it. So just use this peony. So we have the peony, and so again, I'm just not using my best brush. Just gonna try sort of, so I guess the problem here is that the watercolors bead up on the so you kind of, you're getting an impression, but you would have to sort of go over that again. What I'm gonna do is just make a little tray, a little palette of colors here. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting some inks, and I want to see if the inks will behave differently and kind of allow me to use them for doing this. So just gonna get sort of place this. Okay, so that did not even come out. All right. So what I've done is I've just pulled out a bunch of stamps from completely different roses. So I'm not going to do the build a stamp where you stamp, you know, one and then the next one on top of the other. I just want to stamp sort of a couple of random things around here. See if it'll let me kind of. So Okay guys, so here is the finished product of our little midnight stamping party, and it's not exactly, you know, what I'd hoped that it would be, but I really love it. And now I know kind of that I do enjoy it, and so I might have to get a couple of stamp pads and we'll revisit some of this. But a couple of things that I really love here, one is, hopefully you can see the like this area here where I put like hematite and sort of Van Dyke brown, so it's like a dark brown with the shell pink, and the pearl white kind of in there with the gold. I love how that kind of all created that. So, and just I enjoyed sort of the gold seeping into the watercolor. Not sure if you can see. Anyway, but yeah, so those are the stamps. Like, obviously I will try and get some sort of stamp pads and we can do this in a little bit of a better version. But yeah, it's just a really nice and interesting kind of new way to look at shapes and kind of, you know, do a little bit of kind of fun play and sketchbook play and art journaling. Okay, and kind of look at composition and things like that. Like for example, I don't like how this worked out, but you know, I do enjoy the kind of the stamps, and even if they're not kind of sharp images, I enjoyed sort of adding the watercolor to them and things like that. So this is definitely something that we will look more at in the future, and I hope you're all having a really nice week. Bye guys. Again. So I haven't finished the video yet. It's morning now, and I've been thinking kind of all night about what to do about this situation. I really kind of don't want to buy more stamp pads. You know, I want to get some notebooks and things like that. So I've been thinking, all right, what can I do instead? And I realized I have some markers, like in Australia we call them textures, and so I thought perhaps like I can use these, and we'll just give them a go anyway. Alright, so this is the one I used. So let's grab this out again. I love it. And so let's see if we can actually use a marker. Okay, so let's see if we can use a marker. So what I'm going to use is this Pit pen, and I think it's warm grey, and let's just give this a try. Okay, and enough for it. Let's just try. Okay, so we've got our 4 stamps, and then we've got our acrylic block, and what we'll do is we'll start with the base one. So I'm going to just try and use a marker. So I don't even know if I kind of wrecked these with the ink, or if this marker won't even go on them. What is... Sure, why, but the markers just are not working either. If anyone can kind of shed some light on this, just please let us know in the comments. Alright, well I thought I found a solution, but it seems like these are not working either. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do. I don't know if it's the quality of this itself, and you know, it's too kind of sticky and it's not really working because of that. I'm not really sure, but I mean, the quality of these is really nice. The quality of these, they're really quite sticky. I don't know. So I don't know if there's a problem there when it's getting the wet ink on it. So I kind of thought that would work, but maybe not. You can kind of see though, like building up the layers, what it would be. But if anyone has any experience with these, do let us know. Thanks for watching. Bye.